we've got a unique IPA this morning highlight, because we're going to highlight how all the IPAs work into ordering 230 packs basically within a week. So that being said, Fred, if you don't mind, I just want to start with you. And I want you to talk about how your posting or your phone call or your outreach led to Marian. How did we get Marian involved in the business? If you don't mind, go ahead and put Marian, Fred, and Deborah up. So Fred, if you could just take us back and tell us how we got to Marian. And you're muted. You hit it twice. I'm sorry. So for this above 60 crowd, there you are.
There you go. Above 60. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? But anyway, bottom line is that, Marian came by from Kat Dugan, who's on our team, our military girl. And she's from another company. I wish I could take credit in what her and Deborah are doing, but I can't. All I do is just stay out of the way and let them do their thing for the most part. That's the truth. Marian has come out of the chute. She didn't do anything for the first 4, maybe 5 months. She stood back and watched to see what a few people. She had recruited a lady by the name Karen, and Karen came out and went to work, and all of a sudden she started doing the math, said, wait a minute, I think I need to engage a little more. So, but when Marian engaged, she didn't play. She just came short of hitting senior officer just a few weeks ago, about a week ago, just barely. But she'll hit it, I know, and maybe even higher before we get to convention. She brought this a wonderful young lady, Deborah, on the team, who I laughed when they got to meet them and all. I got to laughing when Deborah and Deborah said, well, I think they're going to order a 10-pack. I said, what are you talking about? That lady has the ability to sell 30 in a week. What are you talking about? Well, she sold 30 in a week, so I'm turning over to the ladies and getting out of the way. I'm smart enough to know to do that.
So Marian, tell us about how you got involved, and then when you were sitting dormant, what actually brought you to life?
Yeah, well, I did come from another company, first of all, so I had a little trouble letting go, right? Still with them, but letting go. Plus this posting thing, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. That's just spammy. But I was praying for something for my health because I am 72 now and God's got a lot more for me to do. And I just said, God, I can't do what you're asking me to do at my age if I can't even move. And so I saw Kat post, and I knew Kat from before and asked for information, ignored her for about 5 months, even though she sent me the information. And one day, actually, God spoke to my heart and said, you need to get on these drops. And so I did, and I always sign up because it's a better deal, and didn't have any intention to build the business. But as I continued and watched.
So Marian, let me ask you, it was Kat's post that got your attention, not a phone call to you?
It was Kat's post. And after I saw Karen make some good money in the first week just from posting, I went, might be something to this. I might want to pay a little more attention. But it took me, I hung back for 3 months. And in my 4th month, I was able to let go of all the great memories I had from the other company because we had reached a good level, but it had declined. And I was able to let go and say, yeah, I'm just going to run with this. God's got it. I'm going to see what he's got. And holy cow, it's breathless almost, except I need my breath. So I'm not confessing that, but it's breathless.
So I know you began posting twice a day, and there's a person between you and Deborah. Can you tell us that whole story?
Yeah, I brought in a gal named Kathy, and she's very high energy, very great at social media and stuff. She reached out to me through a post. I didn't go after her, didn't know her all that well. And she got involved. We brought in one person. I trained her on the boards. She started posting. Her life kind of fell apart. She had a health issue. She had to go into a rehab type hospital, and she kept posting. And that's how Deborah came to her. And boy, are we blessed to have Deborah. And the cool thing is because of what Deborah's done, you know, when you're in a hospital and there's lots of costs and you've got some different things going on in your life, getting that check for Ultimate is a big deal. And she got that last week and is continuing to post, and I love it.
Okay, so one thing that was going on that you want to be aware of is that, remember, Fred is not who signed up Marian. Fred signed up Kat, and then Fred was taprooting through Kat and met Marian and began to help Marian too, and then on and on and on. And then Marian signed up her friend through the Facebook post, and then Marian was doing the same thing. That lady was a little bit distracted and, you know, different things going on in her life. So she wasn't active other than posting. So when Deborah responded, Marian had to be the one to step in and build the relationship. It didn't like the biggest thing to always understand. I say this all the time, but I'm not sure that the people that aren't paying attention really understanding that nothing in our industry happens by accident. Everybody doesn't have to work hard at this, but somebody does. Somebody's always driving the boat, no matter what you may think. Ain't nobody getting lucky. There's something making all of this happen. So Fred went to Marian, Marian went to Deborah. So let's get to Deborah now, because Marian, you followed the exact step. Marian's never called Todd Rowland for help, because I don't have, obviously I can't get on every Zoom for every person. No need to. Most people are way better at this than I am. But when you do run into a really professional nutrition person, I can sometimes bridge that gap there for somebody that's not as good with nutrition. So when Deborah reached out, Marian did reach out for the first and only time she's ever reached out for help. And we got on a Zoom. So I'll turn it back to you, Marian, now to kind of, and then turn it over to Deborah, because Deborah, you were not easy. There were lots of hard questions and not good results for the drops initially.
That's right.
Yeah. So I did meet Deborah, and funny thing, she has a daughter that lives in Bozeman and was having a new grandbaby. But I did realize that this lady needs to talk to a nutritionist. And that's why I reached out to Todd. And she is a nutritionist from Leesburg, Virginia. Her husband's a chiropractor. And yeah, it was a little bit of a challenge in the beginning, but
Sorry.
few weeks ago, we're delighted to go through that with you. Few weeks ago, she came to Bozeman and was initially going to do a 10-pack. And I said, before you do that, let me show you the 15-minute presentation again, because Gary hasn't seen it. Went through it, explained it, and that was that. She knew exactly where, and she hasn't stopped since, you guys. She's a learning machine and she's a go-getter. So Deborah, it's all yours.
Well, thank you.
Tell us your obstacles in the beginning, Deborah, and
Yeah.
then how quickly you sold the 30-pack once you ordered it.
Yeah, so I've been a nutritionist for over 35 years. And so I've got a clientele, but my nutrition program is more one-on-one, face-to-face. I don't do a lot of online selling. As a matter of fact, like Marian, I thought that online selling was very cringeworthy. And I was like, I am never doing that. But in order for me to feel good about educating people, because I'm not a salesperson, is that I have to be a product of the product. I have to know that that product is doing something good for my body, and I'm not an easy sell. My body is very sensitive to absolutely everything. So just to backtrack a little bit, Kathy and I were in an investment group together, and I got a new phone and all of my Signal contacts were gone. And so I needed to reach out to Kathy just to kind of see where we were with our investment group. And I went on social media, found her on Facebook, and saw that she was talking about these drops. So before I even talked about investment, I said, what are these drops? And she shared them with me and then connected me to Marian. So to make a very long story short, Marian and I spoke. And again, because I want to be the product of a product, I asked her if I can try the drops before I made any commitment to joining the company. And so I did. I spoke with Todd. And after about 3 or 4 days of using the drops, I had severe discomfort. And I was like, these drops are making me gain weight. These drops are causing me bloat. And Todd's answer was, it's not the drops that are making you sick. So I was like, well, something is. And he said, try one bottle at a time. And so I tried the Accelerate first, and I felt very high energy. And I'm one of the people that goes for methylated B12 shots once a month. And I never felt the benefit of those B12 shots. Never. I was actually more tired. The first day I took the B12 drops, I was flying high. I felt so great that I actually forgot or didn't needed to take my second thyroid medication that day. And it didn't dawn on me until later in the afternoon that I hadn't taken them. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have any adverse reactions. So then I started introducing the Slenderiiz and I was fine. And now I have a lot of food noise, even though I'm a nutritionist, and I also have intense sweet cravings. Since 2 months, not one sweet craving, no food chatter, no distractions. I'm eating probably 1,400 calories a day. I don't have weight to lose, but I feel the other benefits. I feel energized. My metabolism is regular, which I've always had difficulty with. I feel very balanced. My mood is really high, and I'm extremely focused and passionate. And so when I met with Marian, I knew then that I wanted to join the company. And I will tell you why I wanted to join the company, not because of the money, but because of the heart. I've been involved with other direct marketing companies that really, truly only care about making a buck. And it doesn't mean I don't want to make money, but I want to make money with integrity, because money to me, more money to me, means I'm helping other people heal. And so that's my focus, and that's my husband's focus. So I ordered 30 on May 1st. And of course, my luck, everything got delayed. And I'm like, I've got this challenge I want to promote. I don't have any drops. I need to learn how to use boards. Again, I'm thinking, this is going to be very cringeworthy. People are going to judge me and think I've lost my mind. I got my drops, I guess, 1 week ago. And last night I sold my 30th box. My husband ordered for his wellness center, because he's got a brick and mortar center, 30 more drops. I need to buy half of them from him. And then I'm placing another 30 order. So, what I did was I just put all judgment aside. I'm coming from my heart. I truly believe in the product, and I believe in Partner Co. And I was so impressed with, talking to Kathy on the phone, meeting Marian, talking with Fred, talking with Todd, and now Sarah. And I just think that this company shares my vision and shares my heart. And I no longer have any challenges around posting, because this system absolutely works. It works. And it just frees me up. I don't have to think. All I have to do is post twice, and that's it. And that is where I'm getting all of my business. So, if I can help you in any way to throw away that toxic belief that posting on Facebook is cringeworthy, I'm telling you, I'm a good example of how beneficial this whole program is. And if you love the products, do not feel uncomfortable sharing your good story, because we are helping people heal.
Deborah, that was amazing. And maybe the number one takeaway for all of us is that no matter how long you do this, the brand new person goes through everything that Deborah just shared. When some of this yesterday, she shared with me, and I was like, we've got to do this on the IPA call. Would you mind coming back and doing it tomorrow morning? Because although it can kind of come across in the beginning as a negative, the drops did not work for me. I don't know if I could post online. But that's the reality of every brand new person. Like we're always looking for why it won't work, not why it will. Like what will my friends think? Like that is so normal across the board. And our job is to be patient, hold their hand, and bring them along slowly. And we don't bring everybody along. Like everybody's not going to get to the other side like Deborah. You just got to let that person go and go find somebody who is willing to walk across the water with you. But congratulations to all three of you. That's just an amazing story. That gave me cold chill bumps listening to you.
And really,
Todd,
thank you all for being so supportive and patient with me. So,
Todd, can I ask Marian a question real quick? Can you hear me? Hey, Marian, this is Ken Bailey. I want you to share something on one of our Zooms last week or the week before. With all of your experience in the industry, you said the thing you had here that you'd never seen before is the support system that Debbie just mentioned. Just share that, and so everybody will know how important it is that we support our teams.
Yeah, I just think, first of all, I was in not a top leader, but a leader in my other company. And, you know, I didn't see I'm just going to use the word upline partners. I didn't see them reaching down and saying, what can I do to help you? What can I do to support you? And I knew I could go to them, but sometimes it's nice to know somebody else is cheering you on and is checking in. I think Todd is a master at that. Fred's a master at that. And somebody that you've built enough of a relationship with, Ken, which I didn't know you before my run, really, where I was kind of falling apart that I didn't make it, that can talk you off a ledge as well. And with Deborah, I didn't take it personally. I didn't go, oh no, she's gonna not come in. And after all that work, it doesn't matter. God's got this. And I would just keep responding and I just have never seen this kind of thing. And after watching the founder's story, I know it comes from the top down. And that's pretty important in a company that you're going to put your reputation on the line with, right? And that you've got the support that you really need. And yeah, so there's a reason it's called Partner Co, not only because of all the wonderful products that they've brought in, but the fact that I really do believe it's people first here.
You know, we're all only as good as our ownership. I always say we can never outgrow our leadership. We've got the best owners that have ever existed in network marketing. Trust me, I've been around long enough to know. But 98% of the people that join our company will never have a relationship with them. They have a relationship with us. So like we're all responsible when we bring a new rep in for continuing what you're hearing. Like Ken Bailey is not going to be able to be there for every single person enters everybody's organization. Brent Palmer, Andrea Ross, or Dr. Crystal. Like it's at some point, a person on this IPA call has to look in the mirror and say, I'm that support now. From me down, I'm going to treat them. I'm going to be there for them. I'm not going to let my life get me distracted from helping them with their life. Like all those little bitty things. And not if you're brand new today, like that's not your responsibility tomorrow morning. You've got somebody above you that's their responsibility. But over time, you do want to grow into that role. But that being said, let's get to our IPAs. Great job, guys. Thank you for coming on this morning and doing that.